November 22nd, 2011. A small team of US Marines faced a brutal 5-hour-long gunfight. Fortunately, the Marines had a cameraman stationed with them, and he recorded the entire battle. In today's video, we'll be breaking down all the gory details and footage of this gunfight, so with that being said, viewers' discretion is heavily advised. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. Lance Corporal Jacob Lagos was deployed to Afghanistan from 2011 to 2012 as a combat cameraman in the 1st Battalion 6th Marine Regiment. He was assigned to shoot and edit footage of combat for recruitment purposes and historical documentation. Once he got out of the Marine Corps, he took the footage he recorded and made his own documentary called Combat Obscura, which you can find online if you're interested. What we're looking at today, though, is one of the most intense battles he ever recorded. In 2011, Jacob Lagos and his fellow Marines from 1st Battalion 6th Marines were stationed at Fire Patrol Base Georgetown in Kajaki, Afghanistan. Their time spent at the Fire Patrol Base was mostly uneventful until the morning of November 22nd, when the Marines woke up to mortar rounds impacting their position, followed by heavy machine gun fire. Fire Patrol Base Georgetown was positioned along the Helmand River, and while the Marines were sleeping, the Taliban had crawled into small caves along a ridgeline on the other side of the river. These caves offered considerable amount of cover and concealment for the Taliban and gave them a perfect line of sight into the base. Without even having time to get fully dressed, the Marines threw on their gear and grabbed their weapons as fast as they could. It was total chaos inside the base as the Marines tried to get into defensive positions and figure out where the enemy was hitting them from. Thankfully, the muzzle flash from the enemy's weapons gave their positions away pretty quickly, and the Marines were able to then lay down suppressive fire with their squad automatic weapon systems. With the enemy at least somewhat suppressed for the time being, the squad leaders were able to come up with a game plan and start directing their Marines. Fortunately for the Marines and unfortunately for the Taliban, they had multiple Humvees equipped with 50 cal machine guns and TOW missiles. So the Marines quickly moved the Humvees into position and started absolutely hammering the ridgeline. But even with their overwhelming firepower, the enemy was dug in tight into those caves and continued returning accurate fire on the Marines. About 4 hours into the fight, the Marines became extremely concerned about running out of ammo because the enemy was still putting up a heck of a fight, and the Marines had almost used up the firebase's entire stockpile of 50 cal rounds and TOW missiles, which at the moment were the main thing tearing through the enemy's numbers. But then things suddenly got much worse. The enemy got lucky and landed a mortar round right on top of a group of Marines, wounding 2 men. The Marines were able to call in a medevac helicopter to come pick up their wounded and get them the care they needed, but the Fire Patrol Base only had one place for a helicopter to land, and it was outside the defensive perimeter, completely exposed to enemy fire. So when the medevac arrived, they had to quickly carry the wounded across an open field with no cover under enemy fire to load them up on the helicopter and then sprint back to the base and get back in the fight. Thankfully, the 50 cal gunners were able to suppress the enemy long enough for the Marines to successfully load their wounded up on the helicopter and get back behind cover without anyone being hit. With the wounded now taken care of, the Marines were able to direct all of their attention on the enemy. And thankfully, shortly after the medevac helicopter left the area, what was left of the enemy force finally gave up and fled the area. At that point, the fight had been going steady for a little over 5 hours, so it's likely that the enemy was running low on ammo just like the Marines, and that's why they dipped out. It's also possible that the helicopter spooked them a bit and encouraged their retreat. If you guys want to see the full footage with audio, I'll have it on my Patreon linked down in the description, and I'll make sure it's available for free so you don't have to worry about paying. And if you guys enjoyed this video, the one on screen right now has even crazier footage in it.